Hello and welcome back to Picks and Portraits. America emerged from war and the Great Depression into the space age. Suddenly, there was a tomorrow and a whole universe beyond the stars. There was also a new enemy and a conflict that pushed humanity to where it had never gone before. Today we're going to continue our journey into animated futures of the past with a look at what I call Ward Kimball's Space Trilogy. Kimball has been popping up on this channel a lot recently. We looked at part 1 of this trilogy, Man in Space, in the Walt Disney episode, and his protest film, Escalation on Animation Propaganda. For those unfamiliar with Kimball, he was one of Disney's 9 old men, a group of trusted animators who helped grow Disney Studios into what it is today. He worked on many iconic films there, and designed my favorite Disney character, Jiminy Cricket. In addition to animating, Kimball was also an avid train enthusiast, as well as an accomplished jazz trombonist. For a while now, he's been one of my favorite animators, and the 3 films we're going to be looking at showcase how he imagined space travel. Now again, some of this was covered in the Disney episode. Those films were produced for Disneyland, while Disney's venture into television. This was an anthology series that explored topics related to various lands or areas of the Disney theme park, Disneyland. The Space Trilogy obviously was related to Tomorrowland, Disney's vision of the future. The first came in 1955, Man in Space. This was not only directed by Kimball, but also presented by him. He appears on screen alongside leading scientists to explore and animate the possibility of human space travel. Among these experts was Werner von Braun, an ex-Nazi who was responsible for developing the V-2 rocket. The film actually starts with a brief history of rocket propulsion, including some incredible archival footage with earlier attempts recreated through animation. The purpose of this film was to illustrate how space travel could be possible and the effects it would have on our bodies. Through lectures and animated vignettes, we see the science of space and the training astronauts must endure to prepare themselves for the journey. The journey itself concludes the film and is presented as calm and comfortable. Man in Space was followed that same year by Man in the Moon, which begins with a very spiritual look at the moon and its importance to various cultures throughout history. We also see artistic interpretations of theories concerning the moon from history and literature, including Johann Kepler's Somnium and Cyrano de Bergerac's Comical History of the States and Empires of the Moon. It explores this, as well as superstitions associated with the moon through animation, but presents a possible journey in live action that is very reminiscent of 2001: A Space Odyssey. This is considerably more sensational than Man in Space, and ends with a teaser for Part 3, Mars and Beyond, which would be produced in 1957. This kicks off with an amazing interaction between Disney and a robot, Garco, in which he pontificates on the possibility of life on other planets. We're treated to the history of humanity and past speculation on what may inhabit other worlds, with Mars emerging as the most popular, likely due to its proximity to Earth. It profiles then contemporary stories of UFOs and Martians, and breaks down common tropes like super-secret research facilities with depictions of aliens that are seemingly endless. Each is unique and terrifying. After all this ridiculousness, we are brought back to reality with what was then known about Mars. It also explores what makes Earth habitable, before once again speculating on what might be out there. The journey to Mars they present is incredible. It gets very trippy, and the designs for the technology are absurd. The spacecraft are shaped like umbrellas, but again, this is speculation. What I find most interesting about Kimball's animation is his range of styles. These shorts are given their own personality, be it a J. Ward or mid-century modern cartoony style, or hyper-serious and dramatic. These films are also extremely informative. While the data may be dated, they pack so much information and history into an hour, but bear in mind, watching these in 2020 can be a bit of a bummer. Discovery and information are celebrated so much, and there is mention of reduced resources and the risk of overpopulation, issues we're still very much facing today. 65 years have passed, and I feel like knowledge is not only no longer celebrated, but actively portrayed negatively. The hopes and optimism of the space age have been forgotten, it seems, replaced by fringe beliefs and conspiracies. Not to say that research isn't being done. The possibility of space travel is still being pursued, but in a way that only benefits those with the wealth to afford it. Not to end on a down note, but unfortunately that's this future. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and please consider supporting us on Patreon. We have a new video up there looking at King of the Hill Summer Obscurities. If that sounds hyper-specific, that's casual self-indulgence. There is also a new free sleepcore, so check that out as well. As always, thank you so much for your interest in this channel, and thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.